Hey guys, in today's video we're going to be fishing 3 secret ponds and seeing what we can catch. But make sure you watch to the end because these spots can get absolutely crazy. And we catch some pretty good fish. Okay, we are now at a new spot which has a bunch of ponds right next to each other. There's another one over that hill. And there's a under construction neighborhood over there. This one's more of a lake. I don't actually know if this is man-made or not. Looks kind of natural. I have on this little white grub because I don't have any of the other little yellow ones, but I'm gonna start fishing now. I don't know if we're gonna be able to see him, but there is a Placo right there. And earlier today I went to the Bell Creek, like to Shadow Run, which was one of my old favorite spots, and there was like a bunch of algae, and my dad said the Placos caused it to overgrow. So I'm gonna catch him. Yeah. Okay, so I couldn't get him because he swam away. And then I went into the hole next to his, and I went in there and I grabbed his friend. And then I was like holding on to him for like a minute straight. Then I felt something nudge my arm, and I was like, oh no, I don't want to get bit by a turtle. And I realized it's another armored catfish. And then I let go by accident, and they both got away. So I'm gonna wait for them to come back, and I'm gonna grab them. In fact, I think that might be one right there. Okay, so one of them did end up coming back, but I was not able to get him because I did not realize that he was not in his shell yet, or in his little hole yet. I found an alive freshwater clam. It's my first one ever finding alive. And then apparently there was another one in my shoe, so yeah. Okay, so they're starting to come back. They have not gone in their hole yet. I just saw one right there. If you look right, you should be able to see them. I don't know where they're at though. I'm gonna check that hole right there, but I'm gonna go from the top. Actually, no, I'm not gonna check it yet because I just saw one swam off, so they might know that I'm still here. Okay, so we're about to wrap it up. I could not end up catching the Placos. I should have just yanked him out that first time that I had him. But maybe we'll get some good fish in tomorrow's pond. Okay, so for the next spot of this video, we're fishing this pond right behind all these houses. And the total depth, like the maximum depths of the, oh my God, bro. The maximum depth of this pond is probably about like 4 feet. So it's gonna be probably very easy to fish. I got this little white grub. I have to rehook it because it's kind of hooked up weird. The entire floor, at least on this half of the pond, is just oh, there's a bass or like something swimming right there. There's a big triangle. The entire half of this, like from like probably around right there over, is just entirely covered in little like tilapia nests, like those little circles that you see in the ground. So we're gonna fish over here in this spot for a little bit. We're gonna go down there because yesterday I caught, the day before yesterday I caught about 3 bluegill over there. So yeah, also, I know my fishing content is kind of like editing wise and like confidence in my voice wise compared to the rest of my content on my channel. But I don't really know how to fix that. But I will be not getting a GoPro, but I will be figuring out how to strap my GoPro to my chest so that you guys can have not only better edited content because I'll feel like editing it better. Ooh, what is this over here? Where am I walking to? But it will also just be higher quality content, higher quality video. And it will also probably boost my confidence because I feel like a lot of YouTubers use GoPros that are like strapped to their chest, and a lot of YouTubers do not use a phone without showing their face and stuff. I'll probably show my face at like 2,000. I don't know, maybe. Oh yeah, and another benefit of using a GoPro is that I can actually like record myself casting. But for now, I'm just gonna record myself talking and like if I catch a fish. So yeah, I'll either pick you guys up if I need to say something or if I catch a fish. Okay, I did not catch a fish, but I walked all the way down from over here, casting every few steps. And I didn't even get a single bite, so I'm gonna tie on a new lure. I'm gonna tie on the lure that I was using last time that I was here. And hopefully we can catch something in this little corner where I caught those 3 bluegill. Okay, so I accidentally messed up my fisherman's knot, but I low-key do not feel like retying it. And also we're fishing for bluegills, so it shouldn't really matter. So yeah, I'm gonna start casting. It is a little bit more weighted, so like stay at the bottom, because the one I was using was more like, was kind of acting like a topwater for some reason. So yeah. I'm not even lying to you guys, that was genuinely the first cast that I made after tying on the new lure, and I already caught a pretty good size bluegill. So I'm gonna unhook him and I'm gonna let him go. Oh dang, I got him near his eye. That was really jammed in there. There's like a hole in his face now. I'm going to be holding all the bluegills like this because for one, they have spines, and for two, their mouths are too small for me to stick my thumb in them, so like, give this guy a good release. Okay, so I was casting and I got a ginormous bite, and then I cast it again and I got an even bigger bite, and it just ripped my lure clean off. I just bought these, by the way. So either I was wrong about the little, bluegill aren't that strong, or it was a bass that bit my lure, or it was just like an insanely big bluegill, or maybe even a tilapia, I don't know. But before I retie, I'm gonna go ahead and show you that all this entire corner is just straight bluegill spawn. Like, I don't know if it comes up on camera, but it's just like a bunch of little circles in the ground. That's where bluegill, tilapia, maybe even bass like to lay that egg. No, I think bass actually lay them in the grass, so I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna be sure not to mess up my fisherman's knot this time. Okay, so I retied and I tied it right this time. So yeah, I definitely learned my lesson. I will not, like if I tie a bad tie, I'm going to be retying it. I'm gonna go try and see if I can catch that either insanely big bluegill or that bass. So yeah. Okay, well I caught a bass somehow, and he ended up unhooking himself as well. So I did not have him hooked very well. And before I caught him, something chased my lure all the way up onto the bank, and it looked big. I don't know if it was this guy or something bigger, but yeah, I don't know. Okay, so I ended up getting a lot more massive bites, but they all spit it right out right after. And some of the bites were so big that it made my lure fly back at me after they let go. And tomorrow, our last secret pond of the video, we're gonna walk through that little opening right there, and there's a giant pond out there. I'm gonna be going with a like saltwater rod because I don't have a dedicated catfish rod, and then my all-purpose freshwater rod. And I'm gonna put my catfish rod into the sand, and we're gonna be trying to catch catfish while simultaneously fishing for bass and bluegill. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, it is not the next day, but I was getting ready to leave and I was casting while walking, and on the very last cast, look, I casted right there, exit is right there. I caught a bluegill, so I'm already setting it. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, it is actually like 2 days later. So what I'm going to do, I have the catfish rod and then the all-purpose rod. I have a fish finder rig, I'm pretty sure it's called, but like I don't have the actual stuff that I needed to do to make it. So I did my own like DIY, I guess, but it should work. I'm gonna cast net for some small to medium-sized bluegill in the other day's pond, and hopefully we can either get a medium-sized and do some cut bait and like throw out the head, save the tail for if we catch one, and then or we can find some small bluegill and just put an entire bluegill in there. So I'm gonna cast net some. Okay, so we did end up catching a pretty nice sized bluegill, but he's a little bit too big, so I'm gonna let him out of the net and I'm gonna let him go. I really want like one that's like half his size. That would be perfect. Okay, so I ended up catching a baby bass before I actually caught a bluegill, so I'm gonna let him go. I actually forgot to bring hot dogs or like rotten chicken as a backup bait. So if we can't catch a little baby bluegill, I'll probably have to come back tomorrow. Like I'll probably catch a bluegill later today, freeze him, and then bring him back here tomorrow. Cause I don't think there's any like baby bluegill in here. I caught 2 more baby bass, but I still haven't caught a bluegill. I've walked like across the entire pond, and in the same net as these 2 bass, there was either like one of those really, really big invasive tilapias, or there was like a 6-pound bass, because that thing was huge. It was most likely a tilapia, but like, bro, imagine catching your PB bass out of a cast net. Okay, so I ended up catching this ginormous bluegill before catching a bait-sized bluegill. And this guy is like actually huge. It wasn't as big as that giant bass or tilapia or whatever that was, but it's definitely big. I still haven't caught any bait fish though, so that's really annoying. Okay, so finally, after 40 minutes of cast netting, I caught not a bluegill, but a pretty much like a minnow-sized tilapia. But I actually caught 2 and one of them got away, but I'm still grateful because it's better than nothing. But I did waste a lot of time, and I only have about 1 hour and 20 minutes. And that's actually probably about 30 to 40 minutes because I still have to walk to my grandma's. And that's like a 30-minute walk. So yeah, I'm going to immediately put them on the catfish rod, and then we're gonna go over there to the pond. Okay, so we have the tilapia on the hook, pretty good. If it falls off, I'm going to rage quit, and that's going to be the end of the video. We're walking down to this pond. If this, I'm gonna line up the bass rod, or not line up. I'm going to put a soft plastic on the blue rod after I cast this out, and I have this little thing where I can stick it into the ground, and it will like it won't be able to come out. It's like a rod holder. Yeah, that's what it's called. So we're walking over to this little secret pond over here. It's a nice forest down there. I'll go exploring down there eventually with like Justin or something. Yeah, this is the secret pond. Hopefully we can catch massive bass and catfish. It's way bigger than the other pond. So, yeah. Look, I can already see a bunch of ripples. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cast out this catfish rod. I'm gonna try and get it like right there in the middle. Just let it sink to the bottom, because that's what this rig is supposed to do. Okay, so I casted it like about like right there. But whenever it landed in the water, it just like, it just stayed still. It didn't really like start feeling like it was sinking, even though I still had the bell open and stuff. So hopefully I didn't do all that for nothing, and that this pond is like really shallow and won't catch a catfish. But yeah, you know, we're gonna be here for about like 30 minutes. It is 12:48. I'm going to wait. Actually, no, we're gonna be here for about an hour, maybe about an hour and 20 minutes, or maybe even an hour and 50 minutes, because I have to be there by 2. I thought I had to be there by 1 still. Wait, what? Oh, I'm stupid. Yeah, so we're gonna be here about 30 minutes. All right, well, I'm not catching anything, so I think that's gonna be like the end of this video. I think I'm gonna wrap it up for this video. If you guys want me to do a part 2, let me know. But yeah. Make sure you guys like and subscribe.